alleged victims remain. That's
So
wild,
2000.
bro. That's wild. I as a judge, especially knowing that this is a high profile thing, I wouldn't want that to remain secret. Go ahead, allow that to
That makes
be,
sense.
huh?
It definitely makes sense. I see you definitely making sense what you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
'Cause I
bro. Talk,
mean,
You
talk
see what I'm
about that
saying?
little
So,
move, bro. We get that started. Go ahead.
so what's happening is aside. Well, I guess this was something that must have came up before the trial started when they was introducing the evidence about the black book. They got 2,000 names of high-profile world leaders as well as celebrities and the names of the victims. So why not use that to get down to the root problem? Who are all these people that's involved in this pedophilia ring and so on and so forth? So why should that portion of the evidence be kept a secret? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me
Because
ask you a question then. As far as them being involved in who are the players, um, how how many of actual people who are law enforcement or FBI or anything like that, or you think are involved?
that's the reason I'm saying what I'm saying about it now.
How
Because
many? Just give me a.
well, they're saying on in the article that I just came across, they're saying 2,000 global leaders. What that is? Global leaders, victims, and celebrity, high profile celebrities. So where's this coming from? You see what I'm saying? And if it's the little black book that detailed all the information about who's who, what's what, why should that be kept secret?
How many? So how many of law enforcement or do you think, right, are actually involved?
I'm gonna say if I had to guess it, I'm gonna say at least 500.
Yeah, cause we about to jump straight into your segment, bro. Cause welcome to Blunt Talk, man. This is your motherfucking host, Solid Child 17, and we got some people in the building. Y'all already know them. Let them introduce themselves.
P360 in the building.
Top tracks in the building.
you would just call me Dub to be
Yeah, our
full
special guest.
homicide.
Yeah,
Full
he be,
homicide.
yeah, he
Just
be
dub the
studying this
D.
nigga here. So look, y'all, but look, we ain't gonna waste no time. We about to go straight into Peter's segment. The way he see it, the way I
Right.
see it is, so with this Maxwell thing, let's get into it.
Hmm. All right. So we all know Ghislane
Can
Maxwell
we get a
just
little
got.
background just for the people? Just give them a little background on what's going on and
All
just
right.
to give them a
So
rewind.
all right. So this segment is the way I see it. Is my perspective. I'm no way, shape, or form law enforcement. These are not ideas or thoughts that come from law enforcement. These are just my personal views about the way I see these particular things. So people bear in mind with me. Um, I came across with well, our producer sent out the notification that Ghislane Maxwell was found guilty on 5 of 6 counts. Now, one of those counts, I feel like if you're gonna convict her guilty on the other 5, she should have been convicted guilty of all 6. Because 3 of those was conspiracy and one of those wasn't conspiracy. And I feel like that was the one that tied the case together that she got found not guilty on. And that was the one where they were saying that she was conspiring or not conspiring, enticing juveniles or, victims into illegal sex acts by travel. But you convicted her of conspiracy to lure them out to travel for illegal sex acts. So, that's just something that I found kind of odd about that. So while doing some more digging, I saw that there was an article posted that that the judge in the case is saying that the black book that came about before the trial began when they arrested her and they say they caught her with the little black book, they're saying that that should remain secret to avoid nameless name dropping. I feel like that should be made public because of the fact that this is such a large scale operation, not just nationally, but internationally, globally. These are people who are being taken advantage of by high profile motherfuckers with money. So why should their names not be included in the list of names that should be dropped about? Because how many of our high profile celebrities are being accused of this? You see what I'm saying? How many law enforcement officers have gotten busted doing illegal acts with minors? How many judges have gotten busted doing illegal acts with minors? So the names that's in this book could literally, in my view, open up the can of worms so we could start uncovering where all the players are, who they are, and how much their contributions are adding to this problem of child sex trafficking, child pedophilia, human trafficking, and all of these things tied together.
Because
So,
a lot of it's involved, right? All those things you just named, a
mhm,
lot of that is involved in this situation. So
correct.
just looking at it
That
just looking at it
perspective.
from the perspective, I want to ask you a question on the way you see it. If the way you see it in that way, then do you think a lot of our people have contributed to this situation with Ghislane?
Now, you
As
know
far
what?
as okay, as far as I'm gonna say like entertainment, dancing, strippers and selling, that type of thing, that whole movement, the drugs, all the
Oh, most
nightlife.
definitely. Most definitely, because I mean, when I look back at certain times of my teenage years, a lot of the young ladies that I went to school with, even before I made it into high school, were dating people that were far too old for them to be with, and they were with them because of the premise of money and this and that, and all while that was happening, here, baby, smoke this little weed, or you want something here, drink this, shit like that. And now these grown ass women strung out on drugs and don't know what to do with themselves. And since they strung out on drugs, now they got kids, and now their kids being sold to the drug dealer to fix their habits. So yeah, I do think that a good bit of what's going on as far as the entertainment industry has a lot to do with why this this fixation on fucking with little kids is there.
Oh, let me let me let me
They're easy targets.
let me be a little more specific. All right. Do you
So as
think? Let me be a little more specific. Do you think that the case itself, like as far as, do you think Ghislane had black women too, or do you think this is all happening to they all just snatching
Well,
little
it
white
was
girls,
all. I
white boys?
think it was. I mean, if you asking me or Pete, that
No, I'm going with him, but I mean, everybody could join in and just take their whatever
yeah,
that. But that's
I
what I was
think it
trying to
was
see. Do
all
we have
brands.
anything to do with?
All different races of
correct.
women. I don't think it just had to do with white or black or so-called white or black. I mean,
Like I said, it's a large global scale operation. That's what I was saying. It's
because in
not
them
just
countries, you gotta
nationally,
think
it's
about it. In
international.
them other countries, even though it's easy to snatch a child in America, it's probably fucking
Way
way
easier.
easier in
You ain't even gotta
countries
go
where
snatch them.
the
You ain't even
police
gotta go
gotta
snatch them.
come
You can go
30
straight to the
miles
parent. Look,
just to get there and shit and all that.
nah, over there, you ain't even gotta go snatch 'em. I'll give you $2,000 American money. Give me
Hmm.
your child.
They had dudes that was down here. I think it was a black couple that went to jail for that shit.
So
Believe.
so let me ask you this, y'all. Go for all y'all. Y'all can take y'all turn. Well, why they don't show no black women being fucked up by this case. I haven't seen a black person yet. I haven't seen
Not one.
nobody who's a victim of this case of our heritage. So y'all, y'all help me out with that one, y'all.
I think it's because there's no money to be made off of that. Think about it like that. You hear about a lot of black celebrities being involved in some fuck shit. You never hear about them settling, other than Michael Jackson, settling for multi-million dollar lawsuits in court and all that. They are being awarded multi-million dollars. There's no money involved in that. And then if you look at it, another reason you might not hear about it like that is because once they use them for what they want to use for, kill them, get rid of them. What they gonna do? They're just gonna be another lost black person on the face of the earth. Nobody gonna miss them. And that's probably one of the reasons why we never really hear about people of color being involved in, or not so much necessarily saying involved in, but being victim of it. Even though we know that there are victims of it, there's no way this such a large scale operation that there aren't any people of color as a victim, but there's no money to be made in their name off of it. All of these
I
white
think if they
faces and
start digging deeper into the evidence, I
into
think
the
the
rabbit
evidence
hole,
that they
you yeah,
talking about right now
you'll
is
definitely
probably
find it.
just the ones that was close to your boy Epstein and her, whatever. It might just be those, but once you go down the line, yeah, you just know.
That's what I'm saying. I think you'll find it. It's just
And if these is racist people,
how deep down a rabbit
then
hole do
that's
you want to
why
go?
that might
But
be the
then since the
reason why
judges,
too. Now I
hmm
know they do got some that might say, "Oh, that there'll be their chance to do some racist shit to some black chicks," but I don't think people understand that. People take that incest shit serious. Like they don't they ain't going to have sex with other people and all that type of shit. You see what I'm saying? Like they'd
A
rather
lot
have
of
sex.
black girls went missing last year too, so you know it makes sense if we talking about what child trafficking, sex trafficking, right?
yeah,
A lot of remember
dude,
this
they're
happened just
pillaging.
last year, y'all. 600 and
Listen,
what something
Africa every year
black girl. They
has
just
at
did a
least
thing
more than
on
like
I don't
two
know
or
if it
three
was Netflix
thousand,
or Hulu. One of them they just did a thing on them, telling how all these black girls is going missing, man.
and
So that's why I
nobody
brought
knows
it up
nothing.
because you know in the sense of thinking about oh let's just keep that in the back of your head too. Like what is actually going on and how does this affect our community, right? The Ghislane
hmm
Maxwell kid. How does this affect our community? This bitch was trafficking bitches. She was on a beam, nigga.
I really think
On a major scale. I'm talking about
on a
Victoria's
mega
Secret with it.
scale, yes. This
Yeah,
this
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I don't think that they're just over. Like they say, the little black book with only 2,000 names. I think they got more than one black book, bro. Too many children of color, especially here in the United States and other countries such as Africa, come up missing every year. Like numbers that total more than 2,000.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? More. So I really can't imagine how far deep down the rabbit hole you gotta go to uncover all these names. Then, what that was, aside, something you had sent out to the group a while back. They got a mega billionaire buying up so much land up north in the northeast section. One lonely old rich white man with all kinds of land. What you doing with it? What you doing with all that land? That's nothing but private land that anybody could bury anything on, and the feds can't raid that because state and local officials can't raid it without sufficient evidence to support that there are bodies on that land. But you got so much of it, there's no way. You could search all that in a short amount of time. That man be long dead and gone before they uncover all the bodies that could be buried up there. And who's to say he's not a major player in it? That's why they don't want to drop names because there's too many rich motherfuckers involved in this shit for you to just say, oh, well, now that we got the book of names,
Oh yeah,
let's
that's a
go after all these people, which should be done, you know?
oh that's a
So,
fact, P, bro. Definitely, bro. That is. I mean, anyone of y'all wanna, chime in on that, y'all could go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Jump on in. Cause that's the way he feels. So this is P Dot segment. I'm loving this shit. So how y'all feel? You know what I'm saying? Just to pass it on. You know what I'm saying, P Dot? What y'all think? Dub.
I agree
But
with it.
go ahead.
I agree with it. I can't really see. I find no reason not to agree with it. It definitely making sense to me.
Definitely making
It
sense.
definitely making sense to me.
Like I said, I don't know about the white dude that you say victim. Hold on, man. Um, it's in see if I can get the pictures of this victim. Oh, God damn it. Look at this picture here. I mean, like, why is that the first one you see, though? You see which one I'm talking about?
We
I
don't
got
see
the
nothing
full
yet.
camera up. If y'all can hear me, I just got the full camera up. I don't see the.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's
You
tough.
want me to switch it? Cause I got the switch camera shit. I can switch it.
Oh, you can't see what I'm, the
Nah,
background.
no, I don't think none of us can see it
I
yet.
said I had it with
no, you got
for sure.
scroll
Y'all
your
talk.
screen over. You got to
Yeah,
scroll
I
your
got.
screen
No,
over.
that's what
Oh,
I was
just
telling
all
him. I
right,
didn't know what he was talking about. All right,
Oh,
all right,
okay.
all right. All right.
because I can't see all y'all at the same time. But go ahead, chap. I'm listening.
So y'all can't see the Forbes thing?
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
can
I
see.
see it
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, you're gonna have to enlarge it.
yeah. Just switch over, y'all. Just switch your view over. You can't see it, but that's what he talking about right here. Go
You
ahead, bro.
talking
Go into it, player.
God
You can
damn.
zoom it in.
I
You
see
can
what you're
touch this
talking
motherfucker
about.
and zoom it in. Go
But that's
ahead,
like
player.
the first picture though. Like, why
Right,
that's the
right.
first one
Nah, you good? Do your thing, player.
come
Talk
Who that?
about
Who
you
up?
that
see
is?
Trump in there. Let me see him.
Yeah, that's Trump.
I tell you. I
Trump,
see.
Epstein, and Ghislane, all of them right there.
Yeah, they like to show you that one, huh? Where the
Yeah,
Mhm.
Clinton picture at, though?
they ain't got that one.
Where that fucking Biden picture at, where he back got two little girls locked up?
Mhm.
Ain't see that one either? Okay, that was just one I made up. My bad, y'all.
That's Mr. Do It in Your
My
Face right
bad,
there.
Biden. You just look like you do shit like that, Biden. You be smelling the girl's head and shit, bitch.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
on
that's
your
Mr. Do
ass,
It in Your
nigga.
Face.
I'm on your ass, nigga. That shit don't smell like peppermint. You lying. I don't know.
I'm gonna do it in your
Why
face.
you told them people that bad, bruh? You is down bad. Nigga.
well, this it right here. It's the victims.
Oh,
Some
it
of
was
the
a
victims.
picture you were trying to show?
Damn.
Some of the that what they call them, survivors. Some of the survivors.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look like the Wheel of Fortune, y'all. Look at that shit.
Like I say, if
Look
you
like
look
the
at
Wheel of
if
Fortune. Look
if
at
you
this
look
shit.
at it,
Come
look
on,
at
man.
them. All them
Not
look
one
like,
black chick. So this goes back.
They're street
But go ahead,
pilgrims,
man.
man.
That man's
but that's what I'm
stupid.
saying though, bro. It's
Sitting
like
as pilgrims.
if you really honestly sit down and look at it, there's no money to be made with black faces or people of color in any of these. Because look at the people themselves. They all look like actresses that are in the acting field now.
But look, you gotta have money to already be doing this type of shit. So obviously they're not
Right.
worrying about making money. So think about it on another level, right?
Hmm.
Think about it if you already have money, then what?
Mm. Nothing wrong with having more money.
Oh no, why when you put black faces, if you saying how you see it in that way, why wouldn't you put the black victims on this picture with Chop Chong? That's
Oh,
all I'm saying.
that's what
So
I'm saying.
we
You
gotta
know, it
think about it
relates.
more psychologically. That's all, though. We got to think about it more psychologically than when we actually looking
Oh
at this.
well, if you bring it in down to the psychological level on that, it's the woe is me factor. What about us? What about us? What about all the other victims that was involved in this? Yeah, y'all the victims from just over here in the U.S. The ones that were able to come forward, the ones that lived to tell the tale. So let's look at it like that. If we want to go psychologically with it, I mean, these are all the faces that you want us to see. Show us the faces that can't be seen, or show us the faces you don't want to be seen. How about that? You see what I'm saying? Stop showing me these white girls. Show me the Korean girls, the Japanese, the Chinese, the
All
Middle
type of shit,
Easterns,
bro.
the
I tell you. So that
the
means
the
what? It's an angle then, right?
Right.
yeah, it's always gonna be an
Somebody got
angle.
an agenda. See, that's what I'm
The
trying to tell
agenda
you.
always
And every
has been
time I
there.
see it, P,
It's
I gotta ask
you
y'all what y'all think.
you got a white face with a white case.
Bro.
White face, white case. Somebody gotta make some money off of it.
Somebody better make some money off it.
Oh, they're gonna make money off of it, man.
That's what they saying.
Somebody gotta write
Somebody
a
better make
tell-all
some
book.
money off it.
Bro.
You already know the tell-all book, the
Say,
next thing on
Dub,
the
can I
list.
ask you? Let me ask you a question, Dub, about the charges with that. Her seeing the charges that you know about. What do you think is her best bet to do in this situation, Dub?
Dude.
I honestly, I can't give that bitch no advice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't give her no advice. But
You
we
give
all
me
know.
advice. Give me advice. What you think?
Well, my advice to you would be, I mean, fuck. Hey, bro.
Yeah, look, I'm R. Kelly with it.
Hold it.
Yeah, I'm R. Kelly. You look. Ooh, yeah. Tell me, I'm
P.O.P.
65.
P.O.P.
Nigga, they talking about 65. Unless
P.O.P. Hold it. P.O.P. Hold it down, man. P.O.P. Hold it down, man.
That's all I could
no,
tell
you
you.
That's
ain't
all I can tell you.
That nigga say I got no advice for her. What
Yeah,
do you
'cause
think
she
she
can't.
should do then? You don't have to have no advice for her. What do you think she should do in this case? You see what I'm saying?
Well, she gonna rap, or
Yeah,
she
I was about
gonna
to say, I
die.
know what she gonna do. I know what she gonna do.
And she gonna
You know,
rap.
She better release that black book and any other black book she got.
she gonna have
She
to.
gonna
But
say
like
something about
again,
somebody, bro. Somebody else gonna
again,
come out. But
like you like to
Somebody
say, P,
think
that's a
about it.
double-headed sword. It don't matter what you do, sister. Them people go bust you across your motherfucking head. That's federal. You gotta make an example out you as well.
Yeah, because she
Even though
definitely
it's a
involved.
white face and the white case and all that shit, though,
they
you
already
still
got
got to,
judges that's trying to suppress
yeah,
that information.
you still got to do yourself.
Mhm. And the reason why I brought that up, fellas, y'all already know, man, because I want this shit to pertain to us. You know what I'm saying? We all fellas, we all work man hard and we all do for our family. And we all try to make the best of ourselves. I think that's what this podcast is about, you know. I just be wanting the people to understand that, you know what I'm saying? We be knowing what's going on and we understand certain things a different way than we actually see this shit on the news. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So we gotta bring them the news and we gotta let them know how this shit is really going down and how everyday people feel about this shit. And I call ourselves everyday people. It ain't had nothing to do with no fucking money. It don't got nothing to do with none of that shit. It's just the frame of thought and the logic of actually thinking as a person, not a motherfucking robot. You know what I'm saying? And with that shit, and with that being said, Chop Trizzy, I don't know how much time we got, but goddamn, bro.
I don't
I
think
want
we
to
got
see the
enough.
way I
I
want to
don't
see
know.
the way you see it. You were telling me about some shit that you can't even make up. So we about to go into Chop's next segment. I can't make this shit up, y'all.
That's
What we
yeah.
talking about, Chop, bro?
I just want to play these clips.
What's going on, man?
I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just play these clips. All right, get out of there. Hmm. We was just talking about this, right? Listen at this shit.
It's got low audio, bro.
Yeah, start it moving, turn it up a little bit.
It itself ain't gonna turn up. Let me see. 'Cause it's loud as fucking
Might have to mute one. Might have to mute one so the other could play loud.
Hold on. This is work.
I see the logistics in the back though. Welfare to work. Okay.
Yeah,
Shit.
you gotta take a class
Ooh.
on going job hunting and all that shit
Oh yeah.
to get welfare.
But
Yeah,
that's not in fucking Louisiana, you know that.
It's called the STEP program, dude.
Well, I ain't know.
That's what it's called down here.
Wait, we
It
ain't
ain't
really
welfare.
listening
right,
to
we're
what
not
she's
stepping
saying.
on nobody's toes now, Pete. That we like
No, I'm saying that's what that program is called. Step to
we
work.
we
Nigga,
really
I
all right.
didn't know that.
Hold on, wait. You had your segment, bro. This blunt talk now. You done had your segment now.
But all right now, look, I
Let
wanted
the
to
man
show
get
this video because
let the man get his shit out now, nigga. We not
the
about to do
first the
this.
segment is I can't make this shit up now. It was told in the beginning that the feminist movement was started by the white wives of the slave owners and shit. I mean not the slave owners, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. That is the slave owners or whatever. So basically they
Them
felt like
too.
they ain't have rights and all this other shit. Now see, when we see welfare, think welfare, we think black women. This is the victim. We just was talking about that. This is the first victim. She is complaining about the welfare and shit or whatever. But let's see what she has to say. Now this should be loud enough.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
There's a little speaker button that pop up on the screen. See the little
You
speaker button that's
recording?
on there? Over to your left. Yeah. Nope, it's up loud.
Yeah, I
What the
know.
fuck? What the fuck?
Trying to see why y'all can't hear it. Is
You
y'all
probably
phones
gotta
loud
switch your
enough?
mics over.
I got it on the headset.
If
Oh,
you
we
got
running
something
out
you
of
could play the
time.
audio off, that'd be good too. Or you could just
Yeah, I
just
don't
play the
care, bro.
audio
It's
while
not
you're
loud
playing.
enough.
But that Miss Shabazz, y'all. Respect her gangster. That my WCW. If y'all could see that people, y'all peep that out. I say Miss Shabazz because I'm from New Orleans, y'all. I gotta let me go. Leave me alone.
Yeah. I had to start my
Okay.
eyes on the next episode of Blunt Talk.
Yeah, we can't hear it,
Built,
y'all.
which is a black organization
There you go.
that is for women and children
There you
only.
go.
They say they don't allow any men in there. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of. You know them women that had men if they got a bunch of children. They need fathers. They need protection. We hear about the drug problem that we have in our projects across the country. It's one of the major places that we have a drug problem. We talk about the great strength that we have as black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single black men. Those apartments belong to black women who are allowing this to go on in their home. We have not looked at what part of the responsibility do we share. Yes, black
I
men
can't
sell a
wait to
lot of
play this
drugs, and a
shit.
lot of us black women get the
I
money from
can't
them
wait to
drugs to buy
play
some of
this
these
shit.
fancy clothes we wear. Drive around in some of these fancy cars. He is not doing these things alone and without support from us, whether they are good or bad. See, we have a lot of power. We are very strong women. I'm saying that we're using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down, instead of building it up.
And
Another
excuse my
So we
language.
both.
This
Hey,
Miss
bitch, how old
Mr.
is you? Like, grow
Hold
the
on,
fuck
pause it
up.
right
Oh, he
quick,
get
Chop.
you with
Yeah.
that.
Miss Sharazad Ali. I am so sorry. Miss Sharazad Ali. That was her name. And she been speaking on this and she been doing this for a minute. So that was Miss Shaharazad Ali. But go ahead, Chop.
yeah, but basically, like she said, like we basically gave up the black man in the home, and I want women to accept that they made that decision consciously. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
Like they wasn't bamboozled or none of that shit. They knew exactly what it was doing. Cause we know that, man. You basically take a man's sense of pride away from him if he can't provide for the woman. You see what I'm saying? For a real man that wanna, like he trying to take care of his woman and all that shit. People get it misconstrued with, oh well, if you paying the bills, that mean I gotta listen to you. Like it's not slavery, bitch. I ain't. I didn't say it was gonna be slavery. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that like we accepted the fact that we didn't women accepted the fact that they didn't want men and men got comfortable with that shit. And there's a lot of generations that fell by the wayside, a lot of kids that died and all that shit just because, of that shit right there on some real shit. Look at her. This is a millennial woman. Let's see what she has to say.
Like, bitch, how old is you? Like, grow the fuck up.
Oh, he
He do,
get you with
yeah,
that.
he do that to me. Then he
That's
makes me be
fucked
like,
up.
okay, let me, cause I used to pack my shit up. Like, bitch, I'm leaving. Fuck you. Da-da.
That's
Fake booking a
me.
flight. Really never booked a flight. Fake booking a flight. Like, calling my manager, like, yeah, bitch, book me a flight home. Fuck this nigga. Da-da. Calling my mama, throwing shit, breaking shit, fighting, and then like, now you gotta stop me from leaving. But I was never going nowhere.
Oh, yep, you talk to
Like,
her.
pull your gun out and show me, like, bitch, leave. I wish you would walk out the door.
Right.
Like, I'm not
She
gonna
from
do
the
this to
shine. She from
you.
the
Like,
shine. She's from Chicago,
you already
folks.
put your gun
Fuck
out.
that mean?
Oh,
I'm
You a
gonna just sit
geek?
down because I got a son.
Man, no, time out. Did you see how geek she
pause.
was?
Pause. Thank you, Chop.
Oh man.
Come on, Doug. Talk to me, Doug. What you think, bro? And then we gonna swing right back to you, Chop. I need to get my special guest up and running, bro. Doug, what you think about that, bro? Right
I
quick.
can't wait for I can't wait for this motherfucker right here to drop so I can play this bitch for some people. Let them see this shit. Let them see this shit. Because like I said, like Chop said, me and him and we spoke about this shit like prior to him, presenting it on Blunt Talk. And we definitely both was on the same page with that. Like a lot of people point the finger and blame that shit on everybody else. But at the same time, it's like you the one sitting there keeping that shit going. You ain't putting no stop to it yourself.
Exactly.
Like I say all the time, you know what I'm saying? You gotta start somewhere. And that somewhere usually is with us. You know what I'm saying? You can't say you want to do some shit, but don't do some shit. If that makes sense.
Make a
Oh,
bunch of
definitely,
sense. Make a bunch of sense.
definitely. No,
You
no different
see,
way,
but
Chop.
like I be trying to get people to understand, bro. I don't like putting my well, it don't matter, fuck or whatever. I was on child support or whatever. So it's like I could speak from being on it and getting off it or whatever too. So those things are possible for people that don't think it's possible or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like even going to court for stuff like that, like it's not the same as when I was going to court with my mama for my people rather than when I had to go. Like the judges back in the G when my daddy had to go, man, them people wasn't hearing nothing you had to say, son. Them people ain't kept all no receipts or nothing. If that woman said you wasn't helping her, they would slam it straight up and down, son. Like it wasn't no negotiation. If you wasn't gonna go to court and try to get a lawyer and all that shit, it wasn't gonna happen at all. Go ahead, P. Dot.
So I think what wound up happening with that is the fact that over the course of the years, the legal community started realizing that it's not so much as that the father wasn't attempting to do what he needed to do for the child. It was the fact that the mothers were starting to be greedy about the things that they were wanting. And they started seeing a pattern that,
So we both pay
this man
bills.
sitting up here paying his child support, but your light's still low, but he paying you child support for this child. Your water off, but he's still paying you child support for this child.
Child ain't got no clothes. I
Child
mean,
ain't
this
got
is
no clothes. Child not being well maintained, but this man is paying all of these things for this child, and you are sitting up here saying that you need a raise because even though the court already ordered a specific amount, you keep going back claiming you need a raise, you
let
need a
me
raise,
give
you
you
need a raise.
one clear example of how we men is already fighting an uphill battle. All right. To take care of yourself, you need to make a certain amount of money. To take care of your
Mm-hmm.
child, you need to make a certain amount of money. Okay, so you're not gonna go get no job that pays under these government
Qualification.
assistance qualifications. No man ain't about to. I ain't saying they ain't got no, cause they got some men that probably do find something else to do or whatever. However they gotta do to bend the system or whatever. But they not gonna do that or whatever. Now the reason I say
Definitely,
that,
especially if you a man, you trying to handle your motherfucking business, chap. You already know, nigga.
yeah, ain't no nigga about to.
Extra.
You ain't playing no game.
But look, we can jump right back in, y'all. What we was talking about.
Yeah, but basically, like I was saying, man, ain't no man about to sit up there and make them meet them requirements or whatever. I mean, a man, I mean, $7 and you can't make more than 28,000 or 21 or 14,000 or 7,000. Come on, who doing that? Ain't nobody doing that, son. It just is what it is. Like that's high school. That's fresh out of high school money. That's I'm going push a cart at a fucking grocery store money. Not saying that no job is fucking beneath me, you know what I'm saying? Cause I work whatever I gotta work, but shit. I ain't trying to push no fucking carts and with no kids. It just is what it is. She can't even there ain't even enough money to give her what she want. Fuck like send her to the nail shop and shit. Like you can't do nothing with that. Like you gotta that's all I'm saying. Like they ask you basically to give up everything just so, you know, then when the man come, it's like fuck, I got all this on my own. She getting her nails done by herself, her rent getting paid, her light bill zero. Fuck. Fuck I'm gonna talk to you for.
So what y'all think about the allowance thing? Did you get a chance to show that, chap?
All right, yeah, that's what we was on, huh?
Yeah.
All right, that's
So
what
that
we
that
on the
goes into
screen
what you're talking about right
record.
now. As far as that, we got a couple on this one, huh, chap? You can't make this shit up neither.
No, I can't make that shit up neither, bro. These people,
With
Was this
Listen
is
to that
look at
motherfucker.
all this
Let's see
stuff.
what they talking about, y'all. Y'all give us out y'all insight on that too, bro. When he dropped this.
This- I probably gotta do the thing again.
Just
Y'all can
unmute
hear it?
that particular. No, unmute that mic. It's muted.
Can y'all hear it?
No, it's muted.
It's not. It's right there. I gotta do what I did last time, Paul.
Well, the one that say
You
BHMP
see
is
that thing right
muted.
there that
Is
say
that the one?
more? Then you click on that, right? Then what it say right there?
Okay,
Share
there you go. There you go.
computer
There you go.
sound. Oh, I know. I know. All this.
Hold on.
Yeah, just throw it over. Whatever you did, that
Wait a
what it,
minute. Wait a
what it
minute.
is. Exactly what you talking about. That was it.
So we both pay bills, but he pays for all of them. Because my check direct deposits into his account, so he can like have all the money in one place, and we can save and stuff. And he like has investments that he invests our money into. He gives me an allowance of $100 a week. Like if I need more, I can ask for more, but normally it's just like $100 a week for like food and like random stuff I want to buy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We both pay for stuff, but he handles all the money as the man should.
See, they ain't got no government assistance in their household. And let's see, they got everything. Look, they got the matching
Mm.
pajamas. She has jewelry on. Her nails is done. Her hair is done probably because she got this
But
big
she
ass.
only get $100 a week.
God damn it.
That's it. It speaks volumes though, Chop. It does, bro. It speaks volumes of our priorities and what's our mind frame of what we actually
What's
think.
crazy is I want y'all to read some of these comments. First, this is the one comment that the dude put with the post. I promise you there isn't one female in New Orleans that's letting her check go to her man account. We barely want to let him take food stamp card. And that's true.
That's
So that's true. That is true. That is sad
true.
but fucking facts.
But what are you fishing?
That's
Where
sad
you
shit.
fishing at, bro?
God damn.
You like something about that retarded ass shit that you know ain't right because you commented on the shit
Now
that
look
you
at
know
this
could
comment
possibly
right
work
here.
for your damn self.
I'm about to show y'all how the world work right quick. Look at this. This comment right here says she just gotta be secure in how you get to the bag. If she knows she can't get it like you, she better up it. That makes sense, right? If you know you can't make money, then you get the money to the man or the person that could make the money, right?
I
No
mean, but how the
comments,
nigga
no
making the
nothing,
money?
That
no likes, no nothing. She just laughed. Look at this right here. She got a sister or auntie. Basically, her sister and her aunties probably would have told her, look, 21 likes on some dumb shit like that. I don't even want to see what the review comments is. Let's see. Look, they laughing. I don't even want the whole check. Just give me 10%. Like, oh, look at that.
Yo, do that sound like something that is liable in your house that could possibly happen? Not speaking personally, but as far as anybody that you're dealing with now, I'm just saying, like, do you think that sound like a good idea if you know things
It's,
wasn't on the up and up? Do that sound like something that could be a good idea for the family?
I mean, it's pros and cons to it. I mean, it do sound like it would be a good idea because maybe that's how you could get on the up and up. You know what I'm saying?
right. That sounds
You
like
got to
a way
start somewhere once
to
again. You
build
know?
fast. I really feel like that's a way to build faster because
Hold on, Paul. Let him
oh,
finish, Paul. Let him finish.
go
Let
ahead,
him
go
go.
ahead.
Let him finish.
My bad, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Yeah, I feel like that's a way you could get on the up and up. You know, it got to start somewhere. And if that is a way, then you keep that shit going. Don't try to fix
Come
something
on,
that ain't
man.
broken. You know what I'm saying?
So about outside influences and the way the comments, like Chad was saying, like just
Oh
talk
no,
about
no,
that
no, no,
going
no. You
into
can't.
what you
I
feel
can't.
about.
Yeah, bro. At the end of the day, you not contributing to nothing in this household. So whatever goes on in this household goes on in this household. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of that shit is outside.
Exactly. And that's what people don't understand. Because whatever your situation is with your significant other, that's y'all business on how y'all make it. People don't always see the work being done. They normally see, the celebration of the shit. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what had to happen. And
Yeah.
the basically most people always think that it's the 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 woman that's helping the man. You know what I'm saying? But in all honesty, in true relationships, the shit go both ways. Sometimes you're gonna need to fall back on her, just like she gonna need to fall back on you because you never know. But you gotta put her in position to where you can fall back on her. You see what I'm saying? And she got to
Like, and a
want to
lot of
be in that
people don't.
position too. It's
A
just that
lot of
easy,
people don't think
dog.
about that though. A lot of people don't think about that. Let me help you help yourself. And that way, you know what I'm saying? If I need help, you can help me as well. We helping each other and we keeping this train going.
People make relations, but relationships ain't about that. I don't. Most people don't want admit that financial stability is not one of the main topics that most people talk about when they want to be with somebody. It is what it
I think
is.
discipline too as well. Peter, I know you want to jump on some of that. Go ahead, bro.
So going back to where we first started off at, but my bad, Dub, when I jumped in. Um, when it comes down to financial matters with relationships, it all boils down to trust. So if she could put her trust in him, that she could deposit her whole check into the account with just his name on it or
I'm not
with
trying to
their
die. I got
name
a
on
son. So I'm
it, it just boils down to the trust. Like she says, she got an allowance of $100 a week. If you do the math, that's $400 a month. Now that might just be one paycheck to her, but in the grand scheme of things, that's how you get to your building process because y'all both sacrificing at that point. Because if his money going in, you putting your money in, y'all trusting in each other to be able to do this. Not every relationship is based on that type of foundation, and that's a strong foundation right there because a lot of relationships end behind financial matters. So in the grand scheme of things, that's that's an optimal idea. Not everybody
In
could get
some,
not
not cutting you
not
off, but in some women's defense, y'all be saving a lot of niggas, bro. It is what it is. Niggas be fucked up. Niggas don't
But
be
child,
having
yeah,
no.
look, just well,
that's what I'm
talk a
saying. It
little
really
bit
boils down to
about the
trust with that.
influence. Yeah, y'all talk a little bit about that. Y'all get into it with that shit. Then talk
Niggas
about a
be
little bit of
fucked up,
influence
dog.
because
I'm
I
not
think
saying it
a lot
like
of
niggas
shit is
be,
not established of who and what we're supposed to be too in our position. So go ahead.
because every man ain't thinking 13, 14,000 a year uh ain't a lot of money. They got some of them that see that's enough for him and he good. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You can't everybody living standards and all that shit is different. Then you gotta stay in your bracket too now. They got some women, dude be out of their league. And the women reach down and pull their ass up.
And that is where a lot of fuck shit start at too. A lot of fuck shit start right there.
Yeah.
Cause if you in a certain bracket as far as making money financially, yeah, you meet this person, you get with this person, they're not used to having that. So you giving them a better way of life, right? Now you giving them a better way of life. They're not seeing the sacrifices that it took for you to get to where you're at. You see what I'm saying? Because even if you making that kind of money, you still got to save something for a rainy day fund. Because there may be a day where you might fall off. You still got something to fall back on. But those that have not always had it like that, when they get to that point, They don't know how to stop themselves from blowing a bunch of fucking money for no apparent reason. And that's what I mean when I say that type of that's how a lot of fuck shit start. Now, on the other hand, there are those that understand, well, I wasn't always making this kind of money. He making this kind of money. I'm gonna do the best I can with what little bit I got, and I'm gonna contribute, and that way we could stay afloat should something happen. That's an understandable setting that most of these young ladies out here right now don't seem to understand.
Now
You can't
let me
expect you
let
can't
me play
expect a
her.
man to pay all of the bills while you save and bag yours and go spend yours on what you want. And then when he falls short, now you mad because y'all ain't got nothing.
So
Well,
let's
who's
Hello and
bring
gonna
us
welcome to
my
this
next
special
question,
edition of
right?
Vibrations. I'm Raven Geary.
Is there a
Today on our
such
program,
thing
one of the
as a
hottest
black,
properties making the
the
talk
black
show
man
circuit,
versus the black
Shahrazad
woman?
Ali. And
Listen to this interview.
an
Right.
established writer
Chop, go
indeed,
ahead.
Ms.
Go.
Ali is
Go on that
best
one.
known as the
Go on
author
that
of The
one, chop
Black
it, then
Man's
pause. We
Guide to
come back with that.
Understanding the Black Woman. A very controversial and, if I may say so, a very critical view of life
Is
of
there a
today's
such
Black
thing as
woman.
that?
She joins us
I
today
mean,
in our
if
studio, and of
you
course,
want
we'd
to
like
go on
to
that one,
welcome you today
go
to
ahead, go on that one.
Vibrations.
Y'all
Well,
can
thank
hear
you,
her?
Raven, for inviting me.
Yeah.
no?
Basically, it's your premise that the
Oh,
Black
there you
woman
go.
is out of sync with the natural order of things. Can you explain that?
Well, it's a
Did
very
you hear what she
sensitive
said, huh?
subject, and
Great time out,
certainly
bro.
I
Y'all gotta
believe.
pay
You
attention
got
to
you.
these people, bro.
Hold
These
on, wait.
people be having
Oh,
they
you
say
putting the
slick shit.
wait. You gotta let us. You gotta tell us when you putting the video on, cause I don't know when you putting the video on,
Go
cause
all
I be
right.
looking at the full screen. But go ahead.
Listen to this lady.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Vibrations. I'm Raven Geary. Today on our program, one of the hottest properties making the talk show circuit, Shahrazad Ali. An established writer indeed, Ms. Ali is best known as the author of The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. A very controversial and, if I may say so, a very critical view of life of today's Black woman. She joins us today in our studio, and of course, we'd like to welcome you today to Vibrations.
Well, thank you, Raven, for inviting me.
Basically,
There's a whistle.
it's your premise that the
It's
Black
like a
woman is
piano
out
key.
of sync with the natural order of things. Can you explain that?
Well, it's a very sensitive subject, and certainly I believe that I have tried to approach it from a very sensitive angle. What I have actually said is that the Black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the Black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in the Black family structure. It's not an attack on us as Black women. It's just saying that in the breakdown of any relationship, both parties have to take responsibility. And as Black women, we have been protected and insulated from any kind of examination about what our share of the responsibility is in the breakdown of the Black family. My book represents the first platform, certainly, that the Black man has ever had to air his grievances about the Black woman, because no one would ever listen to him. They have only listened.
1991. So they wasn't
We can pause
listening
it
to
right there.
him until she came with the book. They wasn't listening to the Black man, like she said, till 91. This is the interview.
To
But
us.
chop,
Can you
hold up,
tell
wait,
us?
All
wait,
right, go
pause,
ahead.
keep it pause, hold up. Not only was they not listening to him, it was instituted in our whole foundation to respect us, Nick.
I can't make this
This is
shit
the
up.
whole thing.
The lady just said it.
Yeah, and she saw what they were doing as a Black woman, and this was hard to see at the time of everything we're talking about. And this is the divide, and this is what we're talking about right now. They have already put in the books of the agenda that to not respect us, period. And if we could show that and we could implement that into their women, oh man, watch it happen. Go ahead, Joe Child.
The book itself, what brought you to this point of having to sit down and use your pen to write this book?
Well, actually, it was my first book. In 1985, I authored How Not to Eat Pork or Life Without the Pig. And at that time, I was going around doing what I was calling Get Off That Hog lectures. And during my travels, I noted that I would take the microscope and show people how you can't kill the trichina worm in pork by cooking it. Heat was not destroying the worm, and I would show them, the difference, and demonstrate how FDA was now using radiation to try to kill the worms in pork because cooking was not working, which is what we had always been told. And during that time, a lot of Black men were in agreement to get off eating pork. They wanted to change their eating habits, and they were happy to find out some information that might possibly save their lives. But it was black women who were the most adamant, who refused to change meal planning techniques, seasoning food, cooking techniques. And so I said...
Now pause it right there, child. Let me pause it right there. Pause it right there.
You know,
Now,
you
the reason
cannot
why-
tell no black woman what the fuck to put in her food.
And this why it happened though. But you see what she's saying though too at the same time. Like she said, she's not really attacking the black woman. She's trying to let them know the tactics that they put in fucking place for you to love that shit. You are supposed to want and need like the white woman. And she's telling them that that's not the way to rock. You got your own swag. Them hoes be watching you. But at the same time, when commercials and all that shit, and then that's all you see all day, chop, guess what? They gonna get that bacon and them fucking furs. You see what I'm saying? And that's what she's saying. And she forced that on the man to say, hey, well, if you love me, this is what you do for me. In the midst of commercial. See what? Go ahead, dude. I mean, anybody else want to say anything on that? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I before you start that, I see what she's saying is what she basically is highlighting is that it got to the point where they not only were they pushed into this agenda of not wanting a black man in the household because if you want these specific things that the government is giving out, now you brainwash them into believing that you don't have to do nothing that this man is saying. Because
come on now.
While she was saying it, she was like, yes, black men started taking note of the fact that these are the things that you can't. If they're saying that we can't kill this particular worm that's in this freaking pork, and they've even started radiating the meat to try to kill it, and it still wasn't working. So we eating, not only just we eating pork that got a worm in it that can't be killed by fire, it can't even be killed by radiation. So now we eating radiated worms. So yes, let's change our diet, fellas.
Come on, the science guy. There he is.
And now you got these ladies out here saying
women don't listen to women either.
Well, we know that's about to happen.
Come on, child, talk that shit. You're right, homie. Come on.
Even though that they know what they're talking about and they're telling you the benefit of the doubt.
You went with the okie doke too.
Because
you went the okie
they
doke
done
too.
already got that built up. You know what I feel is like? I really believe this is the sentiment that's in most of these women's mind today is that I don't want nobody telling me nothing. Don't tell me nothing. I know what I'm doing, this, that, and the other, and you really don't. Because you got people looking at things that you can look at it logically and tell this person, okay, from a logical standpoint, does this make sense? And they still gonna roll with the illogical side that you point, you can put it right in their face. Look, they saying you can't do this. I'm gonna do it anyway. And then when this shit crumbles, now you want us to the people who telling you that can't be done or shouldn't be done. Now you want us to help you fix the problem. There is no fixing that. You done already fucked it up. So what's the point? So I see what she's saying. You know, it's gotten it, and like you say, this was something in '91. She started noting the problem back in 1985, but that problem had been going on since long before 1985.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I said if we are refusing to provide the black man with the proper physical food when we know that food is what sustains life, then what else are we withholding from him? Possibly there are some other areas, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, that we are affecting his behavior by what we do or what we withhold and refuse to give. And that led me to try to find out. We've always heard that the black man leaves the black family, abandons his woman and children, won't take care of the children, won't work, stays out all night, turns into a drunk, takes drugs. We've heard a lot of negative things. Most of them are true. But I wanted to find out what happens before he gets to that point. What leads up to the
Exactly.
breakdown? We've never gone back to try to find out what happens in the relationship between the black man and a black woman that makes him go off and do all of these bad things. To assume that this is just normal, natural behavior for black men would be to assume that he is naturally bad. And I do not believe that the man that God gave to us as a mate is a naturally bad person. And so I wanted to try to examine what goes on with him. What's his side of the story?
Did
We've
a
never
black
examined.
man ask you to write this book?
Oh, no, certainly not. I think they were just as surprised as black women. Many of them approached the title of the book with a little apprehension.
I know I'm
because they
surprised.
have not had a champion.
I am sure.
We have never had a black woman who
I'll
actually
smoke
stood up
everyone in
and said,
California.
I'm standing up for the black man's side of the story. We know what our side is, and both sides are true. We have done some very dreadful things to each other. And I don't exonerate black men, which is kind of a misconception that people have. I just say that we know his
Not a
side.
feminist movement,
What about our
see that?
side? And we do have a side. We have adopted some wrong standards. We are judging our men many times by the wrong value system. We are using his children sometimes against him. We have been told that the only benefit that a black man provides in a home is money, and if he does not give us money to take care of those kinds of financial provisions, that he has no value. And what my research has proven to me is that a black man...
God damn it.
Bruh.
You can pause it whenever you're ready, player. This your segment.
God damn.
What the?
What does
I
that
can't
sound?
make
That
this
sound like
shit up.
everything.
I can't make this shit up.
Y'all won't know where it came from. She telling y'all. That's what they was telling.
No, this is a black woman. They don't have to believe her, child. They don't have to believe her, dog. This is the
No,
whole part about all this.
No,
Dub, you don't have to
want
believe her, dog.
They
You hear
don't
me?
want to believe her, man. That's
Dub,
what it
you
all
still there?
boils down to. They don't want to
Mhm.
believe this lady.
All
That
right.
They
shit
don't want.
came out in
They don't.
91. It's
But you know what?
2021, nigga.
22.
22.
They don't. They don't want to admit that part of the problem in the black community is not the black man. You do these fuck shit things to these men, and then when the man get tired, he all kinds of this and all kinds of that. But look at all the
That's
fuck shit you
definitely true.
did during the course of
Boy,
your
you worded the
relationship.
shit out there, right? Yeah, you can't.
You
You
do. And
you did. You
bruh,
said that right. You can't do that to the black man as if he's just the problem. It's not. Yeah,
Nah,
it's
yeah,
bigger
it's all
than
out there.
Nino.
It's bigger than me.
CMB.
nobody
It's
and you know the ironic thing is not one that ever stood in them shoes and said, you know what, I was wrong for the way I treated that man. Not one of them gonna stand up and say that shit though, because they don't want to be fucking wrong. That's the problem. You got a gender, and I think
we
I
have
said this
strong
last
women
time.
out there though,
We
but the
got a
ones who
generation
stand
of
up,
women
they
that's fucking
get their
lost, bro.
name though.
You see what I'm saying? I think that's part of the big problem. We got a couple of generations of women that's fucking lost because if you can't own up to your fucking fault and the reason why the relationship didn't work and stop blaming the fucking man and just own up
Son,
to your shit and start looking at where
they
you
gave
fucked up
them a
at
script.
and the shit should straighten out.
They gave them a script, and she just fucking word for word gave. It's 2022, son, and that's exactly what women say men is. That lady said that shit in 91.
But that's the thing, though, Chop. That's what I'm saying. That type of shit was going on long before 1985.
Yes, sir.
So she remember, like she said, she was part of the problem until she realized she was fucking up.
Let me know when you switch back over to the video. Here, Chop, you know I got that Galaxy negative, yeah.
Niggas
You know,
stupid.
so you know, if
Pressing
she's
play
saying that
in 5.
Any man in any home provides much more than financial support. The man provides guidance, instruction, discipline for the children, which we sorely need in our black homes. He provides gratification, fulfillment, protection. I mean, there's so many other values. And these values are the ones that are missing in our children today, which is why many black children are in the street, out of control themselves, disrespectful, don't have any regard for anyone. And most of us are scared of them, and everybody else is because nobody nobody has a
you know
way
what I'm saying?
into
And she
them to
definitely
try to
hitting on the
gain any
market with
control
that
over
shit
them.
right
So
now, dog.
I maintain that
right.
a return
I
to
see it's hitting
traditional
some
family
nerves too. I
values,
love this shit.
certain
It hit
clearly
some
defined
nerves.
gender
I be like,
responsibilities for black men and
ooh.
black women in running a home and a
Somebody girl that's
relationship
interviewing.
will help us to produce a better
Yeah, what you
child. And if
think
we
about
produce
it,
a
dog?
better
Let me
child,
know, bro.
certainly we'll have
I
a
was
better
looking at it
future
the
and a better
same way.
nation.
You heard what
And
she,
saying all of
you
this
heard what
and
she
as
said,
calling
huh?
yourself a
You got a
champion
black man,
and
black
having,
sheep,
if I may say, the courage to write this book and stand by it, you've caused a
Oh
stir.
no.
God
This
damn,
book
it
is
gotta
very
be, it gotta be
controversial.
that
What are you
suicide
hearing
Oh
from
shit.
public
no, man.
reaction?
Well,
Oh no.
I don't think
No,
that
she
it's an
tried to be
issue among black
gorgeous, a
women about
motherfucker.
whether or
She
not the
did,
book
but she tried to
is
be.
true or not. The
She
issue is that I
tried.
was not
You
supposed
know what
to
I'm saying? I
tell.
won't slap
These
this
are
bitch on
inside
national
secrets and
TV.
things that we have never
She go
let our men know
goddamn
about. And many
well,
times
bitch.
what is that we say?
I
Right,
done told your
He can't
goof ass
handle
all
me.
this shit.
right,
Well, many
That,
times he can't handle us because
right.
he doesn't know what it is he's trying to
He
handle.
acting like
He
them now.
doesn't understand what
hey,
motivates
bro,
us.
but
We have become very adept,
does
many
the
of us,
matter
at
of the
being able
fact though?
to
Let me ask y'all
do
this. In the
something
matter of
right in
fact
front
though,
of his eyes and then
like Chop
convince
was
him that
saying too,
that's
because
not
I
what he
like when
really
he
saw at
said,
all and
you
that
know,
it didn't
we
happen.
Do you
And so
at times sit back too and just realize, be like, all right, man, fuck it, go on ahead and have it. In this generation now, we can't look at it like that because they already gone. This shit been happened, y'all. And that's what I be telling y'all. Like, this is already a pattern that done already happened. So through that shit, what I want to know is, because I know all the niggas wasn't at war. How did they keep all these black men out of the house like that, y'all? What the fuck was going on?
Oh, that
Nah, that's a
ballroom
good.
couldn't have been popping that much.
Not. I don't know, child. I
Oh, well,
don't
not
know,
for me,
dude.
bro. Not for me.
Well, not for you, but I'm saying, think about it like that, bro. Look, where were the women to be
These
found
niggas
at?
go, y'all. They were like, what the fuck?
Where would they
Where
been?
all these single
Where could
ladies? See the
if
single
if
ladies.
if they
You
ain't
got
had
10
no
minutes,
men?
fellas.
I
What
mean,
the
look at it.
fuck?
You had a good,
Everybody gone? Come on, man. What's going on?
you had, think about it like this. They had church and they had a ballroom. So if you couldn't find them in church, where you found them at? And then even if you couldn't find them in the church or the ballroom, what were they? Motherfuckers that was big timers in the dope game, gangsters, hustlers, and killers. They already wasn't in the household because they had their own shit going on, right? So
Yeah,
for the ones that weren't, they got sent to war.
I ain't gonna pinpoint a nigga job though, P. I ain't gonna pinpoint his job. I'm just saying,
I'm just saying,
like
Ride
we
snitching.
that's the
we we we
story,
look
right?
at we we
Like
we
the
trying
black
to,
man wasn't home, right? That's all I'm saying. Like he wasn't home. Remember? That's the story. The single
yeah,
black
he left
woman.
the home
How
and
long that
no,
been? How long
it,
that story has been told to you? How long had that story, or how long had that shit actually affected your life? You see what I'm saying?
Think
mm-hmm.
about it like this: do
Yeah.
people? They do have some dudes
Think
that
about it.
look up, but most black men uh find their grandmother. You hear them always talk about their grandmother. You hear them talk about Papa used to be there, but it always used to be grandma. So that's how deep that is.
Well, see, that's the only difference. Well, me myself,
It is what it
my
is.
papa was there. You know what I'm saying? Now my
Right.
pops, on the other hand, that's a whole different ball game.
Did you
You
have
know,
more love for Papa than Mama?
nah,
All
believe it or
right, that's
not,
all I'm
I
saying.
had, I had. What the only reason I'm saying I had more love for my mama is because my papa died at an early age for me.
Oh,
So
that's a different story.
coming up, I knew of him. I had my little moments with him and stuff like that, but it's not nothing that I could really remember and notate that my papa took me out and we did this. My grandpa was partially blind, so it wasn't much he could do. You know what I'm saying? But for the most, what I do remember my papa, you'll never see that nigga coming. You'll never see him coming. And when the motherfucker moved like a ghost through the house, bro, and he was blind.
And what he told them old hoes when he was cheating on your grandma.
I'm a ghost.
So,
He come in that bed blind and naked.
of course. So on that, with that being said,
See,
the
even back
generations
then,
that
nigga
probably
wasn't
came,
shit. Nigga
the
just was.
generations
I'm a
that
ghost,
probably
ghost,
came
ghost,
behind
ghost,
me probably
ghost. That
didn't
nigga
have papa
stupid.
like I had Papa. You know, I don't know too
Yeah,
many
bro.
people that I know of that still speak of their grandfathers and stuff like that. So you're right, bro. You know, Papa ain't been in the house in a minute, and I always hear about
Everybody ain't
Mama,
had that
Big
experience, that's
Mama.
all, right? You see what I'm saying? Right. I think that was the point, you know what I'm saying? But you know, Chop Chop thought it was something else, but it wasn't. But I think we would, you know, the whole point was, you know, everybody ain't had that same experience, and but we all do have them same connections of that. What your daddy not fucking being there.
Exactly.
Hmm. And nobody never really gave the real reason why Daddy
What's
wasn't
that
there.
story about?
You know,
You see what I'm
why
saying?
wasn't he here?
What was your
Now,
daddy doing? And if everybody say drugs, put your hands up.
I got both.
See,
I can't.
see,
No, I.
see what I'm saying?
Mm,
Now this is an agenda, y'all. Come on now. What the, huh?
Women ain't fucking with us, and the dad is
All
doing
this
drugs.
happened because of this. This is what this lady talking about it. All this go with that shit, y'all. Like I said,
it,
what is that where all the daddies is gone? Dog.
or virtually
Great,
non-existent.
great fucking what you call that shit? Wait, fuck it. Just tell me about that Godfather, bro. Getting on that bitch. I'm on episode 3, bro. First one killed me and my old lady, bro. It's a wrap on us. Yeah, bro. It's you already know. I put it, man. Come on, man. They had so many hits and it's had so many hits in that one. People, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about that Godfather, that motherfucking Godfather, that goddamn of Harlem, my dog Bumpy Johnson, motherfucking what the name, what the real name of that shit, y'all? What they call that shit?
American Gangster.
No.
Godfather Harlem.
Godfather of Harlem. Yeah, that's the name of it. There it is.
Wait,
Go,
that's a
I'm
series.
missing something.
Yeah.
That motherfucking Godfather of
I'm about
Harlem,
to
y'all.
see.
Y'all go check that shit out, man. That shit is
Yeah, that
motherfucking.
shit good.
You know what I'm saying? So
Let me.
that go along with a lot of the shit we talking about, y'all. Cause look, they were talking about that motherfucking
Definitely.
doogie. See that
Definitely.
doogie? It had your daddy not home, yeah. That
Bro.
doogie had you.
That dude,
See what I'm saying? Yeah, bro.
But even before we backtrack on Chop playing that video, that's another thing too. Like, you know, that's something else that people was doing when they wasn't in the household. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on,
I'm
bro.
glad you brought that up because that's some shit that, you know, the pop probably wasn't in the household. I was doing that type of shit as well.
a lot of weapons formed against us.
I mean, but talk a little bit about it, like you know, just the world, how you saw it when that type of shit, when you experienced it. You know what I'm saying? When that type of shit happened, any type of drug epidemic, like how you saw it happen in the world when you saw the shit. You know what I'm saying?
For me,
Yeah, dog.
oh fuck. Well, with me,
I'm
that
talking
shit
about
started.
as far as you know, watching a movie and shit and seeing how that shit happened.
I'm
You
talking
know,
about
and relating it to how it came up towards your life. You know what I'm saying? And,
well, that type of shit was a little before my time, but and like you saying, like
right.
it's still resonating and related because I can't
Exactly.
really say.
Look, I'm
I
an
can't say
83 baby. Look, I'm an 83 baby. I'm crack era. I'm
right.
straight crack. I'm straight crack
And
era.
that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
same way. You
saying.
feel me?
So, but
It's
I
still
can't speak from your experience. That's what I'm saying. I know how it was introduced to my life, knowing that it came from way before me, too. Right? I know it came way before me, but
yeah. So I can't speak on like
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Like,
gonna speak on the dudes and shit, but I'm gonna speak on the
yeah,
crack.
right. That's
The
what I'm
crack
saying.
era,
Like,
because again, that's
like
my
the
era as
worldly.
well.
I'm saying the worldly shit. Like Reagan was out. What was you know what I'm saying?
That's my era.
Reagan was
And
out.
most definitely, because I grew up on the west side in California. So
okay.
anybody know that was like
all right. Because that
that was
is a
like a
difference.
major
You know what
spot.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a major spot for the crack era and whatnot. But like with me, my people started out real young. My mom was like in her early 20s. My mama father was like 23. And like our crib always was something like how the nigga Eddie Murphy see like the boom room. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody would come to our crib and do whatever they had to do. Our spot was like where they cook, where they test shit, you know what I'm saying, where they push shit out, all that type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I think like at the time whenever the crack era hit, a lot of people wasn't thinking that the drug was gonna do what it did. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a new thing. Motherfuckers trying it. First we tried it off of cans, we freebasing and all this shit like this right here. Before the pipe came along. You know what I'm saying? When the pipe hit, that's what really fucked everything up. Because everybody was, primo and rolling it with their weed and doing that type of shit. And it didn't have that effect. Once the motherfuckers started smoking off that pipe, that was a wrap. Straight shoot. You know
Yeah, so look. That's what. So think about it, right? How many motherfucking families that shit broke up, y'all?
Too many.
Plenty.
I didn't told
so
y'all about
plenty.
You see what I'm saying? So this lady not getting her information from no man. She getting it from her what? Her observation of what's going on with our people and what actually happened. And who is pushing this shit. You see what I'm saying, Chuck?
Right.
All this shit go back fold, dog. You see what I'm saying?
And even though, like we saying that right there,
come on, man.
With it. In my household, it was the woman that was making the man
1 minute.
Fuck around.
That bitch gonna cut off on us.
You gonna come back with another one? You want me to end it off?
End it off, but we gonna still try to come back with another one.
That was but yeah, man. Come on, man. That's definitely. Oh, he started it? Oh, shit. Yeah, Chop, you jumping right back in with the rest of the vid.
We've kept him kind of confused.
Excuse me, do you realize that there are many bookstores, and in particular black bookstores, that have refused to carry the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman?
I think that that's been overblown. Right now, the book is carried in over 5,000 bookstores here in this country and about 2,000 abroad. The book is becoming a bestseller in London. And to date, we only know of 2 bookstores in the entire country who refuse to carry the book.
May I tell you that there is at least one in Tallahassee.
There may be, but
and
they're lost if they're doing that.
The response we got from that book owner was that your book had nothing, absolutely nothing constructive.
Was that a woman who gave you those comments?
Yes, it was.
Oh, how surprising. Okay.
Let's talk about some of the things that seem to be upsetting people, that people are talking
there
about.
There certainly have been a lot of things taken out of context. Anyone who's ever looked at me or seen, witnessed some of the talk shows, they actually exploit a lot of issues. They take them out of context. They want to sensationalize them to build up their ratings to have a good show. So I really appreciate this opportunity to just sit down and have a fireside chat about the book.
Well, I'm glad you're
without
here.
all the fireworks and everything.
You say black women, and I quote you as saying, nag nag,
Yes,
and that
we
we are essentially responsible for pushing our men away by doing
A
so.
lot of times, we take a position because of our own emotional mechanisms. We harass our men too much. We nag our men too much, and we keep his mind and his head so bundled up and bogged down with all of our personal idiosyncrasies about our day-to-day personal relationship with him that a lot of times we don't free his mind up to go out and to plan sanely for our future and for the future of our children. Many of them come to us every day and they almost have to do a wind test. They don't know what's going on. They don't know who they're going to meet because we have a lot of reactions. We tend to think as black women that a successful relationship and one where we're happy is one where everything goes our way. And the first time it goes another kind of a way, then we go into hell, turmoil in our brain, and we start deciding, oh, I've got terrible problems with this man. He won't do what I want him to do. When our men have a side.
Let me give that side according to Scheherazade Ali, okay? You say in your book,
okay, let's
and I'm quoting
Come
you,
on.
okay? The black man in America is the only male on earth, including every continent, who is disrespected by the women in his nation.
That's true.
This situation does not exist anyplace else among the billions of people inhabiting our planet except here in America.
That's right.
The other black men, the yellow men, the red men, the brown men, and the white men are all honored and respected by their respective nations. All other women recognize and accept that the man is the authority, the ruler, and the leader. Only here in the United States, in the black nation, scattered throughout the United States, is the black man neglected. That's pretty powerful.
And it's absolutely true. We have been displaced. A lot of us don't really understand what slavery actually did to us and how much psychological trauma it did to us regarding what our proper roles are with each other, what our responsibilities are as man and woman in our various communities and relationships. We have never been debriefed from slavery. Not really. We have just, we know we had that history, but we don't know how it affected us. We don't know how much of our actual culture we lost, how much of our ideas were taken from us. We know that our religion was taken from us. We know that our names were taken from us. But we don't know how many other standards of day-to-day life have been removed. And while we have adopted the American way of doing things, they have not worked for us because we have a very special situation. We are not the same as everyone else. And a lot of the people who want us to pretend that slavery didn't exist or to forget about it, they've never been a slave. So they don't know what we're going through. They don't know what this has done to us. It has made us as black women insecure.
Why not? Well, okay, well, that's true. Why not take up for us? Why not write something that says
we've had
we need
everybody
that?
to take up for us, and we've always had books about black women, how great and how strong we are, and we are that. I'm just saying that we have used our strength in the wrong direction. We have used it against our men instead of standing up for them. And if we start to support our men and to speak a good word for him publicly, then so many people won't be able to come against him and tear him down. And he won't have to feel so frustrated, and he won't be outside away from us looking for peace of mind with women of other nationalities, because we actually want our own black man. We need him back in our homes, and we want to have one. We're just living in a culture where they're trying to convince us that not only do we not need a man, but there's some other options to having one. And those options mainly are celibacy or lesbianism.
There's an old saying that says, charity begins at home and spreads abroad.
Good
and
point.
in your book you say that we are not bringing up our daughters and our sons in a correct manner to respect their fathers.
No, we're not. Unfortunately, as I say, since money has been used as the measure, many times if a black man does not have money to give us, we won't even let him see his children. We won't let him spend any time with it because he does not give us whatever the child support is. And I'm not saying that we don't need money to raise a child,
Fact.
but I try to explain to black women that raising a child consists of much more than feeding, clothing, and sheltering it. That's maintaining one. To raise one, you need a return of the parental coalition of the father and the mother to put the proper values into the child. Many of our boys, when we raise them alone, they grow up with the female emotional mechanism. They are suspicious, they are doubtful, they're disrespectful of womanhood, they're bitchy, they can't make a decision. And many of our girls who grow up in a home where there's no man present, they go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have any idea how to live with a man day to day, how to prepare a proper meal, how to be a mother, how to just be in love in the home. Most of what our people and our children especially have learned about how you have a relationship, they learned off of television. and television doesn't represent our needs. And so a lot of the confusion has come, from outside agencies that we have not recognized just how detrimental it has been to us as a people.
Can I play devil's advocate for just a
Well, I
moment?
wish you wouldn't, but I know you must go on.
What if I am a good wife? His home is clean. His kids are fed. I'm making sure they're well educated. I help them with their homework. I'm a good lover in bed. I help him with the finances, and I say, look at that. He still took a walk.
Well, that's something else that's been confused about my book. I advise black men and black women. I certainly tell men that if you are with a woman who you have been with for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, 6 months, 2 weeks, whatever it is, and that woman refuses to cooperate with your ideas, does not want to get with your program of right, whatever it is, then I tell those men, get rid of that woman and get another one. And I tell black women the same thing. If you are with a man that you cannot be in agreement with, then get rid of him and get with a man that you can be in agreement with. If the man you're with is not treating you the way that you want him to, and you feel that you have put in enough time to demonstrate your commitment and your sincerity of efforts to try to make the relationship work, I don't tell people to just stay in that relationship. I'm trying to teach us that we waste a lot of time being angry with each other and being dissatisfied in relationships. Get out of it and get with one where you can be happy.
You say that the black woman would like to be a clone of the white woman.
Many of us, yes. That's unfortunate.
How do you see that?
Well,
Many of us, yes.
That's
Not
something
all
that
of
was
us.
almost
Many.
accidental, I'd have to say. See, the white woman has been the only mentor that we have had of a female. We've seen her every day of our life on television, every magazine, every newspaper, every commercial. It's just been her face, her body, her image, whatever it has been in front of us. And so today we have the results of that. We have black women who are trying to dye their hair blonde, who are wearing blue and green contacts in their eyes, who wear tons and tons of layers of makeup, who have changed their voice, who have hair weaves so they can have flowing long hair blowing in the wind, like Brooke Shields or somebody, And so that's been an accident. And as a result of us doing that, we have also adopted the women's liberation movement goals of wanting to be liberated from the man and have some kind of pseudo-equality, when while that may be true of the white woman and her plight with the white man, that's not really the black woman's business, because we haven't been under the control of the black man for over 500 years. So what do we have to be liberated from him from?
But is there something wrong with trying to make yourself look better or more appealing?
It depends on what standard you're using as being the goal of looking better. If we think to look better is to put on a ton of makeup and have blue eyes, then there's something wrong with that. But if we think that to look better is to certainly get a better spirit in our heart and to work every day to become a better wife, a better mother, better friend, better sister, then those values and attributes alone will make us more beautiful than we are now.
How do you feel about the fact that many people accuse you of wanting to see the black woman at a point of submission? Is that why you want to see a black woman in the 1990s?
Well, it depends.
Go ahead to your point, dog. She done already
all right.
laid us the fuck down, nigga. What you mean?
I just wanted to know,
Shahrazad Ali, nigga. What you
prepared a nice little segment for y'all today, bro.
No, for real. So I just want to
I'm
talk
only saying
about
because I got a
some
son. I don't want you to shoot me.
About, you know what I'm saying?
That's the most Chicago shit I've ever heard in my life. I've never. That should be like under the Chicago flag.
She hit on a lot of points, y'all.
Yes, sir.
A lot.
Like
I don't know if y'all kept hearing me when she hit them points. I'll say facts or
Yeah, but you gotta think about it. Everything she's saying, they still doing to this day.
Exactly.
It's not enough of that, though. It's not enough of that. It's not enough of that. What she doing, he not getting that enough. But even though, like Paul said, like Paul said,
And
the woman doing it right now. The woman doing it right now.
And
the woman doing it right now.
Exactly what she told him not that it was gonna happen. You see them? That's the quote fucking me up, though.
Right.
I picked that one because that interviewer was asked. You see what I'm saying? The question she asked.
She tried to corner.
That's what I'm saying.
And she boxed her ass clean the fuck out, boy.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, you know what was sad about it? the stuff that she really was trying to, like, she literally was trying to get this lady to contradict herself. That lady, no, baby, you're not about to do that with that lady.
You ain't
Well, what if I
listening.
told you that there was one bookseller in Thailand? That's one. The lady already told you that
Mm-hmm.
they said that the book done sold more than 5,000 copies over here in the U.S. That means people started taking notice of what the
5,000
lady was
stores.
saying.
It
Well,
already
5,000
happened.
stores,
That tell you it
but still,
already happened.
but
Them people already know what they buying. It already happened.
exactly, so
It's
if
already
they know
going
what,
on what I'm talking about.
so imagine
Mm-hmm.
how, I mean, if the book was, if it,
Hey,
which at that time, 91, that means there are a lot of ladies out there that's done read that book and should definitely understand what the hell is being said.
so let me
Now,
ask y'all a question. Do y'all think there are a lot of women that do actually agree with her? And what do you think their
not
motive
by
would be?
today's standard.
With the bands or with
Mm,
the interview?
no, with
We talking about
Oh
Shabazz.
yeah, yeah.
Miss Ali was saying.
I done came across a couple of people like for sure that I can say do agree with shit with the lady. You know, that's
And
just
that's the
me.
reason why.
You know,
So I say by not by today's standard, because I don't see where all of the things that Mr. Baez was talking about is actually, as far as on a personal level, I've seen a couple. I don't know very, as far as non-married couples. I don't particularly see in a lot of today's people of what Mr. Baez was talking about as far as not dropping your emotional
Shit.
baggage
I don't mean
on
to
a person.
stop you, Paul. It's Shahab Rashad.
Well,
Shahab
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
Rashad.
sorry, I'm
Shahab
sorry, Mr.
Rashad.
Howard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Howard.
Just call her Miss Ali. Miss Ali better. Miss Ali.
What about Mother Ali?
There you go. Bam. There it is.
So, as far as, the 91 standard, the damage had been done and it was too far widespread and it still continues on to this day. So I would hope that for those that were in that timeline that did read the book and understand what the lady was talking about, would have had the opportunity to share their knowledge and the knowledge that she was trying to impart upon the leaders of the African American community or the leaders of the people of the color community would be willing to understand that you have to be willing to share not just your role, but the role of the person that you're supposed to be honoring with you. Because you can't have a 2P household being ran by one person.
So Chop and Dub, let me ask y'all a question then. Cause we know that shit ain't happening right now. This shit is
That, that's
uh
why I say not by
Daft
today's
Punk,
standard.
uh Juicy Fruit, Buddha Juice, all this shit going on. What the hell y'all think is gonna have to be the steps that they're gonna have to take to actually even listen to what this fucking lady's saying? Or do y'all think this shit is a lost cause?
first
Not a
off,
lost cause.
Shop gotta go ahead on and edit this motherfucker and put it out, and I'm gonna be sure that a whole lot of motherfuckers that think exactly how the chick was talking about, like what's her name, Mama Ali?
Yeah, that's right.
Mama
That's right.
Ali was
That's right.
talking. How Mama Ali was talking, like how they think. I'm gonna be sure to show as many of these motherfuckers as possible as I can. Like this is some shit y'all need to see. Y'all need to hear. Because this is real. This is reality.
They
Fuck
I
that
think we
love
should.
and hip
researched
hop
and
shit.
studied that shit.
Yeah,
I
fuck
think
that
we
love
need
and
to
hip
look her
hop
up.
shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. All that housewives shit. All that other shit y'all be into. This lady is speaking some real factual shit. For real, for real. This is what y'all need to be listening to and watch. I mean, I don't think it's a lost cause. At some point, it's up to them to really turn it around. You know what I'm saying? We could only do so much.
That was out, bro.
Because I think, like Paul said,
fuck a housewife. I don't give a fuck if they're a midget or not. I mean, a little person. The little housewives of Orange County. Give a fuck what's going on. What the hell? They mixing all that shit now. It's love and hip hop in a little house of the prairie of the little women Orange House in New York.
But speaking of them too,
the little women of Texas.
Speaking of them too, though, maybe they should be the ones who really should be sitting down listening to this shit and watching this shit. Because they the ones with the platforms that have everybody following them,
Here's something that'll mess y'all heads up.
That the women following and shit like that. So maybe
do y'all feel like that's an agenda? Do you think that's a part of a way that they feed to to women's ego and like candy, like to their sweet tooth, like feeding them these type of situations to make them believe a certain thing?
That's them seasoning the pork, bro.
It's just entertainment, like just something they just have on TV because these some of these rich people could afford to do it.
Bro, did you hear what I said? That's the seasoning on the pork. Because no matter how much you made, in retrospect, the internet as well as all of these reality TV series got a lot of people out here twisted. They twisted. They really think that this is the life we're supposed to be living. I saw an episode of Married to Medicine where the wife and the husband got into the argument and that man had to tell her, like, hold up. You think you doing something for me? Let me explain something. I've been doing something for you since we got together. I've been carrying your weight since we got together. And ultimately, that led to, having a revelation about herself. Oh, you went and looked her up. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna look her up too. Yeah, she's still
go
around.
Ahead. No, go ahead, Pete. No, go ahead, Pete. Keep going because right now.
I think it just has to be an individual thing. Cause you gotta go through the fire enough to know that it's not who you decide to keep blaming. Because sometimes you got to start looking at maybe that person ain't to blame. And I see that with a lot of relationships out here in the world today.
So that's big money too then, right?
Huh?
That's big money you talking about then, right?
Big money as well as little money.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying like the situation you talking about. Because, Drug telling me right now. Yeah.
It ties together.
She actually watch all that.
Yeah.
She hear you talking about it, so she know who you talking about. She telling me, yeah, he ain't lying. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, because that situation really happened, and that was played out on live. She
co-signing over here. Yes.
So you gotta kind of think about it.
That's why I say that's big money, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's big money, bro. But the problem, like I say, the problem becomes, when do you realize it's not the other person? Like how do you get that person to realize no, I can't keep you, like, shit keep happening. Why do you keep blaming the other person? You see it out here in the street. Something happened, let chick come home, run tell her old man, and then he to blame for the shit happening. How? How you blame him for that? I said, because I see it, sometimes your mouth is the problem. Don't know when to be quiet. Got too much negativity in your mind, so, don't let the first thing that comes to mind be the first thing that come out your mouth, because it's 9 times out of 10 going to be negative, and if it's going to be negative, it's going to start an argument. And that's the picture that we want to be seen. Don't get me wrong. Strong, beautiful black woman. But I guarantee there's a demon deep down inside there somewhere. Make her mad. You know, it's just those things, bro. Like we gotta try to
Gotta
get
think
all that
about
stuff.
propaganda too, though. That's what I'm saying. What has been fed to our women just as much as been fed to us, my homie. Listen to you see what I'm saying? Everything
And
gave
and
you
and,
a target, right?
and that's why I say it literally all ties in together because of the
Yeah.
simple fact that no matter how
Everything
we
can be
try
a
to
target.
avoid these pitfalls, something always gotta be pushed right back into your
Yeah.
face.
Cause guess what?
And you can't
Guess what, P.
the
Dollar? Let me tell you.
only real way to yeah.
That dope a motherfucker, you hear me?
A hell of a drug. A hell of a drug. And
Dope a
what
motherfucker.
what better drug is that
And
than
they
the
got strung
dopamine that
out
comes
early, nigga.
naturally?
It didn't take long at all, my homie. You hear me? Them niggas was gone.
90 going west.
Out of here. I'm going.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Going straight to it. Going
Ain't
straight
playing
to it.
no games. And then, come on,
And
man.
guess what?
Family, what you talking about?
And guess what? That was my generation.
Huh?
That was my generation.
All right.
The click-ons and all that
Okay.
shit. The
See?
embalming, dipping your
See?
cigarettes in the
That's why I said
embalming
what I
fluid.
said. Come on,
Yeah.
man. I'm 83, baby. I
Y'all say y'all
know
was
you saw way more than you saw way more than I
nigga,
see.
motherfucker jumping
You
off
talking about
buildings because they think
zombies?
they could fly. The real Birdman back then. The Birdman, I ain't the Birdman, nigga. We ain't chasing fucking pigeons. These bitches really thought they
Yeah,
could
we ain't
fly.
bullshit.
PCP was a motherfucker back then, boy. Them speed pills. Yeah. Uppers and
And
downers,
heroin
all that
too.
shit. No, the heroin was the thing that like kind of spawned off a lot of shit. Shit. Talk about no black man in the household. If you ain't had a black dad in the household, 9 times out of 10, because that nigga was a hustler on the street
We
or a
gonna get
dope
to that.
fiend
That what was something
in the
serious,
alley.
bro.
Dope fiend in the alley or a hustler on the street. That was
Yeah,
it.
bro.
So
It's crazy though, man. But just to see, just to bring all this back into our final little conclusion, because we gotta drop this off, you know what I'm saying? Just to throw this shit back into, what we doing, man. I mean, everybody just get their own little final, conclusion of what's going on. Just me personally, I think that, yeah, man, I mean, we all just still have to really realizing what's going on and really putting all this to perspective. Everybody have their own situation and what they're going through and coming into their own realization of what's going on in their life. Nobody is over nobody to judge nobody about when they do it and how they do it. It's just for your ass to be there when they ready to fall. You know what I'm saying? And I think if all of us just try to be there for each other and just keep it more real and just try to understand that, yeah, nigga, it is what it is. I think, a lot of the shit will be situated. But until then, we gonna have to deal with this shit, y'all, and we go definitely talk about it on fucking blood talk. You know what I'm saying? Because
definitely.
there's not no overnight situation. There's definitely not no shit that's gonna, just pop up and just dramatically start happening. I think
I
it's
really
starting with
believe
us talking more about it. So go ahead, bro.
yes. More open discussions about the problematic problems that's in the people of color community because in the end, we not talking enough to each other. We not. We not communicating with each other on a proper level that mostly every other race out here is doing. How is it that they working so well in unison with each other? Is because they communicate with each other on a frequent basis and they give each other the opportunity to speak, be heard, and be respected. We not giving each other that. And that's where the biggest portion of the problem coming in is that we not respecting each other enough to be put it like this, we're not respecting each other enough to be respectful. If that makes sense.
What we do is what we do is negativity.
Still there, huh?
Yeah,
it's negativity. You got to bring up what this person doing wrong. You got to bring up, you like to bash. You like to bash.
So I think what it really
is to get these stuff out. But we got 10 minutes left.
So we can end it off.
We got 10 minutes left, but yeah, bro, this was a good one, bro. I ain't gonna lie, because it's a main topic that's going across the internet. Like everybody, I mean, I know the videos of the Mama Shabazz talking about it is
Mama Ali. I know I got all y'all fucked up with that. My baby, I'm sorry. I was joking.
The videos is old. It's just that, they got like the interviewers doing. It's a lot of women that feel like the interviewer.
Yeah, right. Definitely.
A lot of them that feel how she feel. So, like I said, bro, I just glad that I could have shared that, like I said, this ain't a women bashing situation. It's just, I always find women say where it started from and all this when men started doing this, that, and the third. And,
It started with you. It started with you.
Hey, guess what? There's a book out there that was recommended to me called It's Not Me, It's You.
God damn it.
There's a book. I hope I'm saying that right.
You're gonna make me have to get on my own ass, and I don't want to do that, Paul. Because
I'm saying I think there's. I hope I said that.
We are responsible for a lot of shit what we're trying to say, bro. So.
Well, no. Look, I'm saying I hope I'm saying the title of the book right.
No, I know. I'm just.
I hope I'm saying that right. It's not me, it's you, or it didn't start with me.
Probably not, but go ahead.
But it's a book out there, and it basically breaks down how people should recognize that it wasn't the other person that was the problem, and how to recognize when you become the problem in the relationship. So, and then then the book's supposed to help you understand how to fix that problem. So, yeah. So I
think
hope
that's one. But I think that is one of the things we got to do as motherfucking couples anyway. I think that's one of the things that make us strong anyway. With that being said though, y'all, this is motherfucking Blunt Talk. This has been another fire fucking episode, bro. And I'm gonna be leaving y'all out with this one. This is my motherfucking dog, my co-host, Dub. He been hanging out with y'all. Let's give him a round of fucking applause because he been doing his fucking thing. Been coming through, handling his business. You know what I'm saying? Y'all out with this one. You know what I'm saying? This is Silent Child 17, man. Y'all know.
P360 in the building.
Got Prex in the building.
Yeah, Blunt Talk, all cap, no space.
All caps, no space.
Blunt Talk, all caps, no space.
Bitch.